So I got a ton of fantasy books this past month, so I thought I would talk about them and basically just show you what I'm excited to read this summer, because I feel like fantasy and summer, they just go hand in hand. They're just perfect. So I thought I'd do like a little quick run through of all the fantasy books that I would love to read this summer. Okay, the first one we have is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. So this is like a dystopian fantasy novel. I'll read you the back. It says, a world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. Humanity has conquered all those things and has even conquered death. Now scythes are the only ones who can end life, and they are commanded to do so in order to keep the size of the population under control. It already kind of feels a little bit like the Hunger Games, like set in like a futuristic post-war setting, and I love that. Citra and Rowan are chosen to apprentice to a scythe, a role that neither wants. These teens must master the art of taking life, knowing that the consequence of failure could mean losing their own. They learn living in a perfect world comes only with a heavy price. I feel like if you are looking for a dystopian, futuristic YA fantasy, this is the one. And you haven't read Hunger Games yet. Obviously, Hunger Games is my #1 recommendation. If you've read that, pick this one up. Maybe we can read it together. The next one I want to get into is definitely going to be more time consuming. Is the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. I thought I would try another one of her series, and I hear that this one is even better, but a little bit harder to get into. Gigantic, huge. So this is like a fae fantasy romance with a lot of world building. This follows the main character, Bryce, who is half human, half fae. She's like a party girl, I think, from the description. There is a murder that happens, kind of shakes up the whole entire world. A couple years go by and the murderer strikes again. So then there's this fallen angel, which I'm not exactly sure like what that means, like kind of like a detective sort of thing, who is sent to sort of follow her, and they are starting to like investigate this murder together. So I think it's kind of like a fantasy mystery romance. And Sarah J. Maas writes a phenomenal spicy romance in fantasy, so excited for that. Okay, the next one I have is To Kill a Kingdom. This is by Alexandra Christo. This one honestly might be my most anticipated read. So this is about this like badass siren princess who's killed all of these princes. She has like 17 princes that she's killed. She keeps their heart. So she does something wrong. She kills someone of her own kind, and as punishment, her mother, who is the Queen of the Sea, banishes her and forces her to become a human, which she absolutely hates. She despises humans, and she has to become a human, and she has to deliver the prince's heart to her mother in order to break the curse. Simultaneously, we have this prince who is meanwhile being hunted by this princess, and he is a siren hunter. So he is exactly the type of person that this princess hates. He is someone who she would kill, but she has to win him over, kill him, bring his heart back to the ocean. And I think it's kind of just about the two of them building a relationship together, but I think she's fooling him so she can kill him, but I guess she's probably gonna fall in love with him. I can just already see that happening. It just sounds so good. It kind of feels like The Little Mermaid. It'll be so good. I feel like it feels like a super summery fantasy as well. Next one we have is House of Salt and Sorrow. This one is by Erin A. Craig. So this is like a retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses, which is adorable. So there are these 12 sisters who live in this little house by the sea, which is already just the best setup of a book possible, and slowly they start dying. Each death is more tragic than the last, and our main character, Annalie, is trying to figure out what is happening, where her sisters are going each night when they disappear. The sisters who've died have snuck out to attend these glittering balls, dancing with princes, all that stuff, and she knows she shouldn't, but she wants to explore it and see what's happening, why this is going on. So she involves herself with this forbidden land. She meets a mysterious stranger along the way, and it's kind of a mystery unfolding what was happening to her sisters. And there's a review on here that says, eerie, lovely, full of ghosts and gods, and a fascinating waterfront world. I just think that sounds perfect. Next we have Caraval by Stephanie Garber, a I feel like everybody and their mother has read this, so I need to, absolutely need to. So I'll probably read this very soon. This kind of follows this main girl, Scarlet. Her whole entire life, she has wanted to go to the Caraval, which is this once-a-year show, until she is put into an arranged marriage, and she thinks that her chances of going to the show are completely over, until an invitation arrives for the show and she gets to go. So her and her sister figure out a way to get to this show before she is sent off for her arranged marriage. When they get to the show, Scarlet quickly realizes her sister is being kidnapped and used for the plot of the show. So whoever finds her sister first is the winner of this year's Caraval. So Scarlet gets involved in the games. She's tied up in it. She's mainly just trying to find her sister before the 5 nights are over. Apparently this is like a phenomenal fantasy. Like, this is so good, and it sounds so good, so I'm really excited for this one. And the last one we have that I am excited to read for the summer is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. So this is about this girl who is a war orphan. She enters this competition and the winner gets to attend the academies to study, but it does not come easily for her. She is judged for the color of her skin, from where she comes from, for her gender. While she is studying at this academy, she discovers that she has this incredible power, which is something that the Empire is in desperate need of in order to be saved. So she is kind of this missing piece in saving the Empire. And she's questioning whether or not she actually wants to help participate in this war, whether it's actually going to be for the good of the Empire or if it will only make it worse. So this is like a very, very serious world building political fantasy, and I'm super excited for this one. Okay, so that is all of them that I have so far, but do not fear if you're looking for more, or if you've read all of those. I will most definitely be doing some more shopping soon, so I'll have more to share with you. But if not, I hope you found some that you would like to read, and I will see you guys again soon.